What's good, family? It's Conscious Thought 101 with me, Marshawn. I'm going to get into ancient sailing, cross-ocean navigation. That what scientists say was impossible for Africans before Europeans. A lot of people know that Columbus did not discover America. It's artifacts showing an African presence. We have boats that were found in Egyptian tombs that pharaohs were buried in. We have documents from people researching through the years before the internet. We have East Africans, the Swahili, I think it was 13th, I don't know, between 11th and 13th centuries, transporting an elephant by boat to China as a gift to the emperor. We have currents that will transport a boat or ship, depending on the design, particularly one without a sail, faster across the Atlantic to South America or the Caribbean or Florida, quicker than the sail, quicker than the wind sail. The size of the vessel doesn't matter, long as it's sturdy. I mean, not a cruise ship like some of the Arabs had that was so big. They had to have, they probably could carry like 1,000 to 2,000 people. And they had, if they didn't catch a current or enough wind, it would have to be towed out into the ocean. Why is it almost mandatory for a lot of scientists to say our ancestors were too stupid or undeveloped to cross the ocean or even build a boat? We know the Phoenicians sailed up and down the coast of the Middle East, and at one point they circumvented the whole continent of Africa. But they were, trading was their business. Maritime trading was their business. That was their gift. Some people try and make the Phoenicians out to be something other than dark. But we all know what a Canaanite is, don't we? What do the Bible say? Using that as a historical document is tricky, but we all know that Hamites and Canaanites are dark. Phoenicians are listed as Canaanites. Canaanites are supposed to be the cursed people forever, son of Noah, that, it's in the Bible, it's in Genesis, I don't need to go through that. So, to sway credit from dark people from Africa mastering sea navigation seems to bother age-old institutions. It's like playing three-card Monte. You see the evidence with the bent card, shuffle around. As soon as you point to it, the con man and switch the cards. Nope, that's a theory. Let's bring facts to a theory. Been reading They Came Before Columbus, chapter 4. And I took some notes. Let's see, to start with, I'm going to talk about two white explorers One was biologist, geographist, and an explorer, Thor Heyerdahl from Norway. 1950s, so 1969. Hold on for a second. I didn't get the date on that note, but Thor made he got a crew together, constructed a ship made out of papyrus reed from an ancient Egyptian design and inscription. What year was this? May 25th, 1969, when he sailed from the Atlantic coast of North Africa towards the Caribbean. Scientists told him the papyrus reed boat would sink. They had a demonstration set in the fish tank. Oh, look, the sink is not going to work. No, please. Basically, they were saying, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please let us have this one. Do not prove us wrong. That's what I'm getting out of it. So he had some shipbuilders in Africa build the ship to the design from papyrus reed. Made one mistake. Something in a rope design that was supposed to keep the boat sturdy or afloat or maneuverable was not constructed on there per the ancient design, and the boat, I think the rudder may have failed. The boat got in trouble, made it to the current, took it to within a few days of Barbados before he had to get bailed out. So he went back and made another boat out of papyrus reed. I think he hired some Native Americans from this side of the world because they have a history of boat building also. Get into that after this particular incident. And he named the boat the Ra 2 from the sun god Ra, Amen-Ra. And he made it to the Caribbean. I think Barbados might have been under 2 months, whatever. But the point is, he made it in a papyrus reed boat constructed how the ancient Egyptians built their boats. And we know the ancient Egyptians, they were more sea explorers. The Phoenicians were sea traders. So they're going familiar with their area. And I would put from Africa to the Middle East, up in those regions as their trade route. They had some of the best wood for building ships. The Egyptians contracted them to supply them with a certain timber, a certain wood for shipbuilding. Also, the wood that the Egyptians had access to locally were from fig trees. And you don't want to cut down, your fruit supply. That's a food supply from a tree. So they had to get special permission. They couldn't just go hacking it away and, deforesting the fig trees. With this being known, how do scholars, scientists, certain historians throw theory into it? Or is it simply because they're paid to say so? Is it more of a pride thing? And why were all the books published before the internet? Is this not taught in public schools? They will rather teach you that Columbus discovered America, that's it, that's all, which is false. Matter of fact, Thor went to Peru. I think this might have been 1947. He had the natives build a raft type of boat because he had a theory that the Polynesians came from South America, went to the Pacific, went to the Polynesian Islands, and settled there. Where you got the theory from, I don't know. But that raft made it from South America to, I think, Tahiti is where he landed at. And that boat is in a museum in Norwegia. I think it's called the Coney something museum. I might have to post the link after the video. So he had proof that a ship would sail from Africa to the Caribbean and from on the Atlantic from South America on the Pacific to the Polynesian Islands. What would be considered a primitive boat? The one for Peru was made with logs and I think hemp rope. The Rye 1 and 2 was made with papyrus reed. Scientists say it'll sink no matter what. It's not going to work. But yet, it's still listed as a theory. And with the origins of the people that mastered the sailing before the Europeans considered theory, or they try and change the origin or race of the people that mastered it. So you go one way, oh, well, no, they were not African. They got that from some other country. Somebody else taught them that. So if you have a history of Africans boat building and sailing, where else would they learn that from? Would it be UFOs? Because when you get down, when you peel a layer of the onion back up this corner, now is UFOs. So the flying saucers and the little green men came down here and taught the culture of sailing and navigation and boat building. If the ancient Africans navigated the desert and land by constellations, you do the same with the sea. And they would know which currents to catch going in different directions, coming off either equator or the Cape Verde Islands, North Africa, south of the equator, whatever. On the east end, you got the Pacific. Same thing. They would know the currents. Even though sometimes they could get caught in a current and end up in California. Even people from Japan have got caught in a current for months and ended up on this part of the world, off the West Coast. This is a history lesson. Let's see. The other guy, he's a German named Hans Lenning. What's this guy name? Hold on, I don't want to butcher his name. Hans Lindemann. He was a German doctor, and was it 1955? Also, he made 2 trips from Africa to the Caribbean in an African dugout boat. Yeah, crossing the Atlantic. Yeah. And his theory was that a man could survive in the saltwater ocean by fishing and extracting water from the fish. He had something where he could extract water from the fish using rainwater mixed with seawater for the fluid intake or to hydrate. And of course, the fish to eat scooped up some type of plankton or whatever, seaweed, but he made it. So, and that's one person, solo. So what the naysayers are saying that a group of organized people could not have did it. And they make boats and ships. And as far as navigation, when Columbus came here, he was looking for India. But yeah, he had about 9 navigators with him, and nobody knew where they were at. But yet, the sun always rises in the east and sets in the west. Figure that. And let's see. What else do we have? Because this video is not going to be long. Okay. Yeah, major inventions in maritime navigation that transformed European shipping during the Renaissance had been made before Christ. Everybody know who Christ is. The Jesus the Christ in the Bible, born born 0 BC, died around 33 AD. Or was born 0 AD. The system of latitude and longitude coordinates were used as early as 100 BC by China. It's a long time. That's a very long time. And we have a slave trader hired by Portugal to go to Africa in 1455. Alves Calamasto documented of Gambia in Africa came across significant blacks in boats with poison arrows, hats with feathers, and shields. Came across them, they had to hurry up and go back because they started Africans. The blacks started chasing them and shooting arrows at them. And that was they might have been the first documented account of African riverboats documented by Europeans before Columbus. But at that time, however, Africa was unknown to the Portuguese in that fashion. So, before I lose track, let's see. Yep, the Phoenicians, what we should know, would be the current area of Lebanon. Yeah, that would bring us to the Olmecs. That's one of the main artifacts that show ancient black sculptures on this part of the world. And matter of fact, some people say the Olmecs were not sculpted from actual black people. Okay. picture of this. Okay, that guy right there. If that sculpture was put in the lineup, he'll have a warrant in all 50 states. Because somebody would say, some Karen would swear that that guy menaced her, intimidated her. He would have a warrant for walking through the neighborhood, minding his business, attempted robbery by facial expression, 5th degree menacing, and whatever else they could throw out. They would have a Crime Stopper hotline just for him because he looked black. So that's about it for today. I'm working on bringing more frequent content. And I'm going to post my Cash App too for donations. Really appreciate it. And like and subscribe. This is Conscious Thought 101 with Marshawn. Y'all have a good one.